13 to 17. This is quite a common and famous passage. It's also recorded in Mark and Luke, but we take from Matthew, okay? Matthew 16. Who found the place already? Matthew 16:13. Okay, this is the time that where suddenly Jesus begin to ask his disciples the questions. In verse 13, who do people say the Son of Man is? Or who do people say I am? In the other version. Okay, and then the disciple replied, right? Some say John the Baptist, some say Elijah, still others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. Okay, so a very sudden spana, a sudden question that comes out that Jesus threw to his disciple. Hey, who do the people say that I am? And then all the responses are Elijah lah, John the Baptist Jeremiah or one of the prophets. Notice something common about this kind of reply. We always refer to something that we are familiar with. We always compare with something that we already know, and therefore we try to draw a comparison. You are John the Baptist because they heard of John the Baptist, or you are Jeremiah because they heard about Jeremiah. So similarly, most of us, it's very very natural that we will draw the same conclusion using something similar that we had. But then Jesus, not satisfied with that answer, he asked again. In verse 15, he said, but what about you? That means the disciple. Who do you say that I am? And then this Simon Peter, also known as Thomas.
No.
Okay.
The rock.
Okay, he said, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. And Jesus replied, blessed are you, Simon of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but my Father in heaven. So this new perception that comes to Simon Peter is not from the flesh and blood, or not by comparison or something that we already know, but it is revealed by the Spirit. That's what Jesus says. Okay, your answer is correct. He didn't say correct but apparently he implied that the answer is correct, and you get this answer not because of flesh and blood, not by the common thing that you are familiar with, but it's a revelation by the Holy Spirit. So it is not what people say, it is what the Spirit say. So today, I'm going to throw you 3 questions also, out of a sudden, so that you're not prepared, right? Good.
Okay.
So who do people say that you are? Who do people say that Daniel you are? Who do people say that Casey you are?
He's my lieutenant, super salesman.
Okay, so that's what people say that you are, okay?
It comes to pass.
So how about the rest?
Lieutenant, best manager in the world.
Okay, I'm not asking you to say who they are. I'm asking, who do people say you are? What do you think people will say you are?
All the what they call me Goyong man.
Oh, Goyong man.
What is Goyong?
The food the food. Okay, so people call you Goyong man. Okay, then how about yourself?
I'm thinking.
You're thinking,
Yeah.
Or you're printing or thinking?
I'm thinking.
Thinking. How about boss? Who do you think people think you are?
As an encourager.
Encourager. Okay, encourager. Did I hear correctly?
Right.
Okay, so this is what people think you are. Then the next question is, who do you say you are?
Who do you say you are?
Who do you say you are?
Who do you say you are? 你自己说。
你自己说你是。
你自己认为你是什么样的人？
Who do you
say you are? Or who do you think you are? Okay, if you are comfortable to share, you share. If you are not comfortable to share, you just take note of your own answer.
I think easy to communicate with people.
You are an easy person,
Yeah,
easy
yeah.
a friendly person,
Yeah, friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think,
right? Anyone else? If you want to share, you share. It's okay.
Sinner saved by grace.
Sinner saved by grace. Okay, great. Okay, you give yourself 10 seconds of thoughts. Who do you think you are? Okay. Some Christian. Okay. So you keep yourself 10 seconds up. Then now the third question. Who do you think God say you are? Who do God says that you are?
Who do you think God say you are?
Who do God says that you are? The English not so correct, but who do you think God says that you are? What do you think God says about you? I think most of you have the standard.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. That one should be the second question. Who do you think you are?
Oh, okay,
Never
okay.
mind.
Okay. Just give yourself 10 seconds. Who do you think God say that you are? Or daughter lah,
Yeah.
Good. Okay, but with convincing evidence and conviction, I think God say you are very important. With convincing evidence, I think God says you are very precious. So precious that He will send His Son for you. And equally with convincing evidence and conviction, I can also think that Jesus think that you are very important. Very precious. So precious that He would choose to die on the cross for you. And with equal evidence and conviction in my heart, I think the Holy Spirit think you are very important. You are very precious. So precious that He will choose to dwell in you and be your friend and encourager. So I think God think that you are very important, very, very precious. That He will do to go all the way to that extent just to have you back with Him. Okay. So with all this thinking, I'm going to ask you not to think now. Okay, for the next 1 minute, don't think about the pink elephant. You know what's a pink elephant? Don't think, next 1 minute, don't think about pink elephant. You know what's a pink elephant? Pink elephant is an elephant that you know, got 4 legs, 1 long trunk with 2 tusks. Instead of black color or grey color, it's totally pink. This is pink elephant. So for the next 30 seconds, don't think of this pink elephant. Okay, that sometimes you may look at the pink elephant from the side. That means you see the whole profile of the elephant. Or sometimes you may see the elephant from the front, where he is like charging to you. Or sometimes you may be sitting on the top of the elephant and then the pink elephant, and then you are riding on the pink elephant. That's about 40 seconds already. Another 10 seconds, don't think about the pink elephant. Pink elephant, 粉红色的大象。不要想哦，不要想。Okay, 1 minute up already. The experiment is over. For the last 1 minute, were you thinking of the pink elephant?
Yes.
You were thinking, but I tell you don't think.
So you mentioned, then your phone.
You are describing it so we...
Okay, this is what we call the power of suggestions.
Yeah.
Okay, I tell you not to think, but I have been describing and suggesting and inputting, basically describing the pink elephant. And for the last 1 minute, you cannot do anything else but be.
Thinking,
Yeah, you are just thinking about the pink elephant. This is called the power of suggestion, and that's how our our brain works. Okay? The power of thoughts. So what you choose to think of has great consequences. Because you are not actually what you think you are.
You become what you think.
You are the philosophers or the psychology says you are what you think. So you are related to the second question. You are not what you think you are. You may think that I'm great, I am not so great, I am not so successful, I have failure. These are not what you are, no. But what you think on, that's you. The 哲学者 is it? Philosopher is 哲学者这 philosopher 那些
这谁？
没有事情做，每天在想的那种东西。The philosopher.
这谁？
Okay, that's what they say. You are not what you think you are, but what you think you are. What you have been thinking about, that's you. And I think there are some element of truth to that. So, I don't know about you, whether you sometimes feel that you are a misfit, 失败者 or misfit. Have you ever thought that you are a misfit, or maybe even now, due to some expectations or past failure or past experiences or people expectation of you, you feel that I am not so good enough lah. Have you ever felt that way? Or maybe even currently you are struggling that why I cannot do this, why I cannot do that, how come every time I want to accomplish this thing I just cannot, I just somehow fail. If you are misfit, then you are in a very good company, because in the Bible there are a lot of misfit. I was just doing a quick what you call that gathering. Is that Abraham was old to be used by God lah,
Yes.
and then Leah was unwanted. You know who is Leah?
Jacob.
The first wife of Jacob, which Jacob don't want.
Mm.
Okay, Jacob wasn't interested in Leah, but he was tricked into it. Jacob was willing to work for 7 years for
Rachel.
Rachel or Rebecca?
Rachel.
I can't remember, but the younger
Rachel.
sister.
His ex-wife Rebecca.
Rachel, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't want Leah. No. Leah was unwanted. Okay, and Joseph was abused. He was tricked. Joseph. He was sold. Moses cannot really talk. That's why he say. That's why God has to give Aaron to help him. Joseph can't really talk. Moses can't really talk. And Rahab, you all know who's Rahab?
Rahab a prostitute.
Rahab is a prostitute, but she became what?
Great grandmother of Jesus.
Great grandmother of
Jesus.
Jesus or David, right? And David, worst guy. David committed adultery. David committed murder, and then his family is in a big trouble. A lot of family problem. The sister, father, the sister, brother, quite messy for David. And then Elijah was a great prophet, but he was suicidal. At one point of time in his life, he said, God, kill me lah. He was suicidal. He went to a very great height, and then he went to a very, very low, and until he said, that's it, God, enough, take my life. I don't want to do anymore. Okay? And Jonah was unwilling. God asked him to do something, and Jonah just don't want to do. To the extent he said, you asked me to go there, I purposely go here. Okay? And Peter was impulsive. Thomas was doubtful. And Timothy was timid. So in the Bible, these are just few, but in the Bible, most of our character got problem one. All got self-doubt one, all got self confidence problem. all feel that they cannot do anything, but yet God greatly used them. And in fact, if you think that you are good enough for God, God can't use you. That's what happened when Moses was 40 years old. He said, okay, I want to deliver my people out of slavery. And then after that, what happened? He go to they call it, the Bible said the river side, the back side of the what you call that, desert for 40 years. When Moses was ready, God said, no, you can't. Because if you do that, you're doing with your own strength. And similarly, before Gideon went for a battle, he selected, or rather about 30,000 men volunteered. And then God said, no, not too many. And then they reduced from 30,000 to 10,000. 10,000 men. And then God still said, no, cannot. Still too many. Eventually only 300. Because God was saying, if you have gone with the 30,000 people and you won the battle, then they will think that they did it, not me. That's why God reduced unto 300 people, and with these 300 people, He delivered the Israelite. So in a sense, when we feel that we are good enough, God probably won't use us. So when you feel that you are not good enough, right, you are in the right situation and right mindset that God can use you. If you feel that you are old, go and talk to Moses, 80 years old. If you are not 80 years old yet, cannot. Even you also cannot. You haven't reached 80, right? Not yet. So still can, still can chiong. Still can charge up the hill. And if you feel that you are not as good as Gideon, you say, I'm the smallest in the smallest tribe. I don't have a lot of gift, I don't have a lot of men. And in fact, Gideon is very, very timid. The first thing that he tried to do when God asked him to do, he actually do at night to bring down the altar of the Baal. God asked him to do, but he do it at night so that nobody can find out. Okay, he is very, very scared also. He's very frightened. Okay, and God used all these people, and this Peter, greatly used by God. But Peter denied Jesus. How many times? 3 times. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. And before that, this Peter said, wow, wherever you send me, I will go. That's where God cannot use him. Must expose his weakness first. That he actually denied Jesus 3 times. But of course, Jesus is very gracious, come back to him and reinstate him 3 times. So when you feel that you are not good enough, that's where you are good enough. And where your mind set in is also very important. Today I'm not asking you to therefore start thinking that you are not good enough. Okay? But where your mind set on thinking is very, very important, because it has great impact. If we continue to dwell on the negative, dwell on the failure, and begins to amplify our weaknesses, you will become that. Because what you think you will become, and what you think you are. It is not what you think you are that you are, but it's what you think you are. If you continue to dwell on the past failure, past expectation, and past unfulfillment, then you will continue to dwell on that. So now how? What shall we do? We must, in a sense, set our brain, our mind to dwell on things that are good. What are the things that are good? Let's see what the Bible says in Philippians 4:8. What should we put our mind into or onto? Philippians 4:6. Is it 4:8? Philippians 4:8. There is a word finally here, because before that Paul was sharing something else. But this is a final item that he want to share with the Philippines. He said, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, what do? Think about such thing. Okay, let your mind be dwelling on this. Those that are truth, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, and of excellence or praiseworthy. In the same breath, you can also draw the conclusion. It says that whatever is not true, don't dwell. When you say you're not good enough, that's not true, because God say you are good enough. Whatever is not noble, don't think, don't dwell.
Amen.
Don't dwell. Whatever is not noble, whatever is not noble are those condemning things. You are a failure. You will always be a failure. Whether you talk to yourself or you talk to another person. And whatever is not right, don't dwell. Don't think on it. And whatever is impure, don't dwell on it. And whatever is not lovely, don't think about that also. So whatever is not admirable, or whatever is not of excellence, or whatever is not of praiseworthy, don't dwell on this. I will not give you example of all these good things to dwell on because you are experienced and old enough to know what are good, noble, trustworthy, of praise, excellence. So you continue to dwell on this, and it is a choice. Because of the pink elephant, I can already successfully make you think of the pink elephant. And I'm not the devil. the devil is a lot more crafty than me, has a lot more experience than me, and he is able to make you think of all the things that you're not supposed to think of. And it is a choice. You can choose what to think of, because that's what Paul says. Choose to think or choose to dwell on all these things. That means we have the choice. It is not like, I got no choice on it because I naturally tendency I go and think about bad things. It's not like that one. You can have a choice. So choose to let your mind dwell on things that are good and worthy. And then you will become what you think of. You become worthy, you become noble, you become truth, you become trustworthy, you become praiseworthy, you become excellent.
Amen.
Choose to think about this thing. So never underestimate the pink elephant. And God thinks that you are important and precious enough to come and send His Son to die for you.
Amen.
So never give up. You shared before, never give up this birthright. Okay? Continue to choose to dwell on what is good. Okay? Good? Now the next exercise that I want you to have, I'm going to give you one card. Each one will take one card. Take one only. I take one in pass. Okay, very simple instruction. You need to have a pen or pencil. Each one of you have, right? Okay, divide the card equally into half. Draw a line to divide the line, the piece of paper.
Horizontally or the
My instruction or my suggestion is just divide with a line your card into half. It need not be straight line. It need not be horizontal or vertical. Just draw a line. Divide into half. Okay? Can I see how you draw a line? Or you copy one another, influence one another? Actually, the line can be horizontal. Most of you vertical, right? And the line actually can be this way, right?
Yes.
Okay, good to see at least some difference.
Yeah.
And the line can actually be like that. Because I said line, I didn't say straight line.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So up to your own creativity. But on one side of the line, write something that you learned today or this morning. 1 point only, not too many. On one side of the line, write 1 point that you learned or God gave you a revelation, a truth or fact or something you learned. If you don't learn anything, then don't write lah. Don't pretend. Okay, on the other side of the line, write something that you want to apply about what you learned. Okay, so on one side of the line, write something that you learn, a revelation or a point or something that you learn. The other side of the line, write something that you want to apply today. So all the accumulation of the knowledge is of no use if you don't apply. So when you learn something, you apply. If not, it will be another accumulation that is of no practical use lah. Right? Can? If you don't have, it's okay. Because this is not a test, so you won't fail lah. You won't fail. But if it is something that you have learned, you write down and think about how you want to apply it by today. Then that learning point will become beneficial for you and you alone. It's not meant for anybody else. Okay, good. Now the next maybe 3 to 5 minutes, we'll just allow you all to share. Those who are comfortable to share from here, the point that you learned and
Maybe.
Okay, what I learned today is about the power of suggestion.
pink elephant or power suggestion.
So how am I going to apply? I'm going to apply it to evangelism. So I have to think of like try to make this fella, hey, don't think about religion or what or how he do it. I don't know. I will learn from him. Then so the person will start thinking about religion. Then we can talk to him.
Don't think about religion, but you think about it. Oh, okay.
Well, is that how it works? Is that how it works?
Reverse
Yeah.
suggestion. Okay.
Is that how power of suggestion works? Yeah, the pink elephant.
Okay, later we okay. Good. Today we will do zigzag. Okay, now you. Normally go around, right? Now we go zigzag.
Oh, today everything topsy-turvy.
The topsy-turvy.
Okay, what I learned is again, not learn, is a reinforcement of this think on good things.
Okay.
Think on, you know what I mean? See, our mind is always at work, unless you're even in sleep sometimes, you will read something just before you go to sleep. The first thing that comes when you get up is the same thing that you read or thought about before you go to sleep. So your mind is, the subconscious is always there. So thought is a very, very, very powerful thing, And you can think of anything, and only one person knows our thoughts, God and nobody else. I can sit here and think good thing or bad thing of any one of you. But only God knows what my thought is. Oh, I can laugh, I can this, but I'm thinking, I feel like whacking this. You know what I mean? I can put my hand on him and say I can still. So, we have to learn, ask God, Lord, help our thoughts, think on good things, as we said, pure, helpful, things which are, shut out things which are not pleasing to God. So, learning factor is what you call it, apply in my life. I said I must learn to control learn to control my thoughts
Mm.
more, you know what I mean? Even in a more serious way lah, rather than what you call it, just let anything that come, you know, dwell on it. If anything which is not of God, just ask God to shut it out immediately, you know, close the door. So it's not easy, but
Mm.
I need to continue to develop that, this, you know what I mean, think on good things and shut out things which are not not useful, or even thoughts about other people.
Mm.
Let's say if somebody hurt you, wow, you want to whack him lah, you want to this lah, you want to, I don't know what you want to do to him, which are no good. So
Yeah.
learn forgiveness and then think how God would have the mind of God, and how God would, what do you call it, what would God do in this situation.